We went to Seattle in mid-November for a conference, and after the conference was over, we thought we'd like to go up to Olympic National Park and see that beautiful place. We knew it was a little risky being late in the year. And sure enough, the conference ended, and we called the park, and they said it was closed because of snow and ice. Well, then we went to Plan B, which is Mount Rainier. You had to have chains to get in there because the snow was coming. So that left us with Plan C, and we found this delightful park called Northwest Trek, south of Seattle, and had quite an adventure there. It was a perfect fall rainy day when we got there. Just a beautiful park. In fact, we very quickly decided that was our favorite animal park that we'd ever been to. We've been to Bear Country in Rapid City, South Dakota in the Black Hills, Arizona, other wild animal parks, and this one just topped them all. We just loved it. We saw some animals that we'd never actually seen in person before, such as the Wolverine and snowy owls. They also have caribou there, which we'd only ever seen on TV, but because it was during the late in the rut season, the caribou had moved to a pen that was inaccessible to the public at that time. And that was because they said that the bull elk were getting too aggressive with the caribou. So we hope to go back sometime and see the caribou. And but anyway, there was lots of other great wildlife to view, including in the drive-through areas of buffalo, bighorn sheep, elk, just by the oodles. We saw mountain goats and deer, and we were getting near the end of that drive on the tram, and we hadn't seen a moose yet. And then, sure enough, out pops Mama Moose out of the forest, followed by a little baby calf. We saw beavers and otters and bobcats, raccoons, of course the wolves and the wolverines. The mountain lion and the bears were not accessible. I'm not sure why. There was a barn owl, of course the snowy owl. To get down to this beautiful park, we drove south out of downtown Seattle, and we went south of Puyallup, right near the little tiny town of Eatonville. And it was about an hour's long drive, and it's well worth the trip, though. Strongly recommend it. Northwest Trek is also a great place to take school groups, classes for field trips, and they have a lot of educational programs and a lot of good, interesting stuff for young people, as well as middle-aged and elderly folks as well, just to go and learn about these animals up close. And if you go in the wild and see some of these animals, you won't get this close to them. These animals are used to people being there, and they'll let you get a good up close glimpse of them. And if you're driving out in the national forest on your own, you might see some of these animals, but if you get out of your car and make too much noise, they're going to bolt. So this is an excellent chance to see some of North America's and the western U.S.'s most beautiful, incredible animals. And it's not just a couple. They have a lot of elk, a huge elk herd. They have lots of bison, tons of bighorn sheep. They didn't have a lot of mountain goats, but we saw some of them. A lot of deer. Just a lot of wildlife, more than you can shake a fist at. And as you can see, it's also a wildlife photographer's paradise. There's just incredible close-up photo and video opportunities. You can bring back these memories like we did to last a lifetime and just keep enjoying them. So be sure to bring your camera and bring an umbrella too, because even if it's raining and you get a little wet, as I did, you won't care. You'll still just want to enjoy all these amazing animals. They actually said that the rut was on while we were there in mid-November, but we didn't see the action, so I think it was really pretty much over. But if you go a little bit earlier in the fall than we did, probably October or even early November, late September, you'll be seeing the fur flying, some pretty wild and woolly action. And we hope to go back to see that someday, but we also hope to go back early enough to see the caribou. Probably, being from an out of state, wouldn't go there just to see this park, but we'd combine it with some of the other great scenery viewing opportunities that we were planning to see in the first place, such as Olympic National Park in Montpelier. The tram tour is listed at 435 acres. I would have guessed it was larger than that. It seemed huge. It just seemed like there was a vast expanse for the wild animals to roam around and for great viewing opportunities. One of the things that I really enjoyed about this park is that it was focused on the United States and North American animals. Most zoos are going to have your standard giraffes and lions and tigers and all that stuff, which is fine. I've seen tons of that stuff, and this was awesome just to go into the Cascade Mountains and forest and see animals that really live in this kind of setting. So it was a great opportunity for to see some of the wildlife that you won't normally see in your standard garden variety American zoo. So I strongly recommend visiting Northwest Trek.